Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about last night's episode of The Blacklist, which was super creepy and thrilling, and really, you guys, the bad guy in this episode was just like freaking me out quite a lot. His name was the Stewmaker, and inadvertently, Reddington kind of gets tangled in a case that Elizabeth Keene is working on her own. The bad guy, who I think was like a drug kingpin, ends up killing the star witness in the case against him, so of course that means he's gonna go free. And the Stewmaker is the guy that you hire when you've got a body that you need to get rid of. This guy is like a dentist. He looks like your everyday average Joe kind of guy, and he basically uses acid to melt bodies down like in motel rooms. And he's extremely meticulous. So like they show him in the motel room getting rid of this body, and he tapes plastic against all of the walls. He cleans the room so well that by the time the FBI gets in there, you know, there's nothing. There's no evidence to be found. Now at first, Reddington is not interested in the case until it involves him. Eventually, Elizabeth Keene gets kidnapped and gets turned over to this guy, to the Stewmaker, to be dealt with. And so now the Stewmaker is not just going to be getting rid of bodies, but he's going to torture her, and then he's going to melt her down with acid. This, of course, is like fantastic motivation for Reddington to find her and to get involved. And so it was kind of interesting to watch him work as he figured out where she was at and managed to get there before the FBI. Let's talk about the FBI for a second, you guys, because something's been happening in the last couple of episodes that really annoys me about shows like this. I hate it when the police or the FBI or who's ever supposed to be, you know, keeping law and order, when these organizations make huge mistakes that are like glaringly obvious for the purpose of kind of moving the story along. So like, for example, in the beginning, when Elizabeth's witness dies, it's like, you know, this guy's gonna get taken and he's gonna die. But it's like, when it was happening, I kept screaming at the TV, like, oh, hello, like, don't leave him with that guy. You don't know who that guy is. And I just don't like that. I don't like it when it's like they're bumbling, you know, idiots when you need them to be. But then next week, we'll be hearing about what geniuses they are and this and that. And it's like, I just don't like it when shows do that. So I'm really hoping that that does not become a pattern on this show. There were a few small little things that happened that I think were pretty significant. One is that Elizabeth is still on the hunt to find out about this gun that her husband owns. You know, last week when she tried to look into it, she found out that the case files were classified, but she does a little sneaking around this week and she gets a few little clues. The evidence box is labeled like Angel Station and there's a date on it. And by the end of the episode, we get that there is a connection to her husband. You know, the date is the same date that the two of them had gone away to Boston on this vacation. And she realizes that Angel Station has something to do with the hotel that they stayed at. So her husband's looking kind of guilty, which as always is a shame because he's really cute. Let's talk about Reddington and this theory that I have, you guys, right? So at the end of the episode, when he saves Elizabeth, Reddington actually kills this guy, the Stewmaker. He like drops him into the vat of acid or whatever. And you're kind of shocked and you're kind of like, oh my gosh, why did he do that? So the Stewmaker guy is a serial killer. So he keeps trophies from all of the people that he's disposed of. And one of the things he does is he takes a picture of them before he melts their bodies down. So once the FBI shows up and Elizabeth is safe, Reddington actually finds the photo book and we see him flip through the book and pull out a picture. And very subtly, you know, they're really telling us that this wasn't just about finding Elizabeth, but this was also about dealing with something from the past. So obviously, this Stewmaker guy did something to someone that Reddington knew and probably cared about. So I thought that was interesting. My theory that I'm working on is, what if Reddington is a good guy? What if all of this time, the FBI has thought he's a criminal, when in reality, he's not? I mean, like, if you think about all of the people that have been on this blacklist, they've been pretty bad people, but they've also been people that he's working to either expose or to kind of pay back. So I don't know. I was playing around with that theory. What if he's really a good guy who's kind of really, really deep undercover, and we're just gonna find out about that later. As always, would love to hear what you guys thought about this week's episode. Don't forget to tell me about it down in the comment section below. What do you think about my theory? Let me know. Do not forget to subscribe, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye.